Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We do have live tournament action coming at you right now. It is on Belshire Beach. Winter tile set. TDMass and Recent. Press 1 if you're excited for this one. I am. It is a semi-final match. Best of 3 as Recent is just now figuring out. And, oh man, we are about to have some serious fun. Mass going to be a pretty dang good Zerg player here, but Recent has shown so much strength versus Zerg so far. It has been unbelievable. With his superior mech play, he's got all sorts of Thors coming out, all sorts of plus upgrades on those suckers, man, and they are just killing off Zerg like it is their job, and indeed it is. Mass going to be yellow Zerg. He is up here in the top right-hand corner, or left-hand corner rather, and bottom right-hand corner for Recent. He is green Terran. Oh man. So you guys want to know the name of the song that we were playing between matches? It is called Axwell, I Found You. I Found You. Axwell. Cool. There you go. Alright, so it looks like Recent working on a barracks here, going for a little bit of wall off. Not a bad deal. Looks like we do have a... Whoa, what is this drone doing? Where is he headed? Oh, he's looking for proxies. That's what he's doing. So smart play here from Mass. Checking around, making sure there's no proxy racks going down or anything like it. So good stuff there. Good scouting. Looks like he is going to go for his hatch first. Fast expanding here on a 2-player map. Especially since he was doing that early scouting with that drone. Checking things out, making sure there weren't any proxies. So I think he's feeling pretty safe to go ahead and do that. Not a bad deal. Now, Recent probably going to do his same opener here. At this point, I can't really expect much else from him at this point. So we can expect Hellions, I think, coming out momentarily. Oh, good block. Good block. Recent putting down the clutch supply depot to block out that drone. We do have a Tech Lab going down. Oh, this is a completely different opener here. Completely different opener. So I take it back. We are now to expect something different from Recent. Interesting. And guess what? It is Reaper number 1 on the way. Now, Mass has scouted this. So I don't know. I'm just a little bit interested. Yeah, SCV can't hop the wall. Sad face. It's okay. It's because he's white, says Mass. Oh man, a white Terran. Yeah, you can see he's just a white guy in here. It's not really that he's white that he can't do it. It's really because he smokes too much. He just doesn't have the lungs, to do that. You're not much of an athlete if you're a smoker. So I'm just kidding. But yeah, SCV cruising in here. He is gathering a little bit of scouting intel. Does see a spine crawler going down. The spawning pool obviously already complete. We do have a late gas. Well, it's not late, but later than normal. That is for sure. It's not completely standard, but that should mean that our units tab should be okay for Mass. Indeed, it is not, though. Look at this Recent picking up a phenomenal economic advantage so far. He's grabbing a command center here. Does have a gas of his own, but stalled production there. Where's his Reaper? There it is. Reaper with no kills quite yet. It's just cruising around, maintaining a little bit of map control. We've got a SCV here. Here comes that Reaper. He's just doing scouting, I think, at this point. He's not really going for kills. I think he's just trying to gauge where his opponent's at. And so hopefully he's finding exactly what he wants. Oh, man. These guys out on the live stream are so funny. Their chat. Recent cruising in here. Notice he's just doing good scouting, keeping his Reaper alive. He's trying to be as cost effective with these units as possible. And we've seen that from him in the past. He's just super cost effective with so many units. Alright, Chaos asking for T6 Chaos. I don't know who that is. But we will find out. Looks like he wants to do a show match, so we will add him in. Looks like Recent does have his second orbital up and running here, but not sending it out for an expand quite yet. It is not quite 7 minutes in. Oh, there he goes. I take it back. Does cancel that SCV and sends it right out immediately. Looks like Mass going to be trying to maintain some map control here. He's going to snipe that little guy there. Units tab showing 31 drones now to 25 SCVs, so Recent got to start picking it up. Hi, Zerg. Good to see you, brother. But a nice looking defense here, but this is completely different from what we've seen from Recent in the past. Notice that he is going to be grabbing a whole slew of Marines. He's going Mass Marine here in game number 1. Of course, it is best of 3, so maybe he doesn't want to pull out his wild card. Well, that's not really a wild card, but pull out his pocket aces quite yet with his Mass Thor build. So it's kind of cool. I mean, a best of 3, you got to mix it up a little bit, try and catch your opponent off guard, and I think that he will definitely be able to do that if he doesn't take down game number 1 and game number 2. We'll see how that's going to go. Whoops. Oh, sure. Good. All right. Look at all these engineering bays and bunkers going down. Wow, he's really blocking that bunker off. He's going for some serious defense here. And what is he doing? I don't know. We need somebody to go talk to I Am Zerg. Somebody go talk to I Am Zerg and tell him to wait. They have to wait. Whoops. Alright, here come your Lings and Banelings. It is a huge Baneling bust. Look at this bunker with only 2 guys in there, but they're going to go straight for the main here. Oh, and taking down that entire barracks. Here come the Lings into the mineral line. Recent going to be taking some serious losses here. Baneling's going to be blowing up, taking down quite a few units. And Recent going to be backing out. What is he doing? I think he is going for an all-in. Going to try and go for a base trade scenario here. There they go. Looks like Recent doing a decent amount of damage. He's going to have to kite though. Man, look at that. Recent though in a lot of trouble. If he doesn't get this sucker done, man. Oh man, he is really going to be in trouble because all this mining here for Mass has just been phenomenal. Now he is going to keep these 2 bases split, but here comes the big massive units. He has got to take down all of these units here. A couple Lings making it out onto the field. The Marines from behind doing the damage, and these SCVs actually soaking up a lot of that damage right now. Yeah, here comes your surround from drones, and here come all your Lings. It looks as though Recent is going to be losing game number 1, TDMass. Doing a beautiful play there. Recent not super comfortable with this Mass Marine anymore. It looks like he has transitioned to a mech-type player, and now Mass going to be cruising out across the field. We do have a bunch of mules mining right now, but I just don't know if that's quite going to be enough at this point. Bunker going to be salvaged here. Looks like he needs the resources for fighting units. I don't blame him. But here they come. Here come the Lings. The Lings going to be backing out for just a moment. Looks like he is going to try and transition back into this game, but Recent, man, I just don't know if he did enough damage there. Interesting play regardless. Interesting play. Recent trying to get his economy back rolling, but look at this. His units tab shows 3 SCVs, 4 mules. It's a sad day when your mules outnumber your SCVs unless you've got like 50 mules, in which case it's great. But at this point, I mean, Recent is really in a lot of trouble, so he's going to try and wall this off just a little bit more. Going and grabbing his combat shield here, is continuing to pull down those mules. He's got to do it at this point. Here comes some more Lings for Mass, but at this point I think Recent should have just enough to hold off this many Lings. Ling's going to cruise in here. Looks like they're just checking. I think he's just trying to figure out what's going on with his opponent. He's going to try and pick up a couple SCV snipes. Not a bad deal. And Ling's trying to make it happen. A couple Banelings going down in the back here. And Marine's going to be cruising out across the map. It appears, look at this, though, Mass taking another base, his 3rd, in this little bit of a forward position there. I actually like this position quite a bit. It is a full expand. It used to be a gold expand, but now it's just a regular full-fledged expansion. I like that quite a bit. But Recent is cruising out across this map. Did bring all of his SCVs here, it appears. And a bunch of Marines. Going to try and make some more attack happen. But look at this, a whole bunch of banelings, a whole bunch of lings here for Mass. Mass going to be producing a heck of a lot more of those Zerglings, as well as getting a Spire out here. Stim push here from Recent. Going to try and kite away from these banelings. Does a fairly decent job there, actually, splitting those units fairly well. Taking down quite a few units, but so many Marine or Zerglings coming in, and there's the GG from Recent. Beautiful play from both of these players. Mass getting the better of Recent, so it appears Recent is not indestructible, but he will be going into game number 2, so it is still salvageable, but he's got to go 2 games in a row. Don't alt-tab, ladies and gentlemen. Always alt-Starcraft. We'll see you guys in game number 2. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We do have live tournament action coming at you right now on MLG's Metalopolis. Game 2 in this best-of-3 semifinal match in ALT-Starcraft's Open Arena Tournament of the evening. Recent and TDMass. Mass, oh, so very strong in that last game. We've come to expect a lot out of Recent, man. He's gone Zerg opponent after Zerg opponent and just absolutely slaughtered him with his Mass Thor. And now he has found himself in a position... Yes. And Recent here, going to be at the 8 o'clock position as our green Terran, and close positions by air on MLG's Metalopolis. With TDMass down here at the 6 o'clock, he is yellow. And Mass going to, I will see what he's going to do. He's been doing pool first? I can't remember now, actually. Who remembers what he did in that last game? Was it Hatch first? I think it was, actually. I can't remember now. I think it was Hatch first. Alright, and the refinery going down here for Recent. Looks like he is going to start a wall off with a barracks, but he did get a very early gas. There goes his barracks. So you know what? I hope that he does his Mass Thor here again. To be honest, I really like that build, and I find it extremely exciting. I would actually honestly like to see it here again and see how Mass deals with it, if at all. But Recent sure did not pull off that Mass Marine in that last one. And Mass was really able to take care of it. So, I don't know. We'll see. But the barracks is about to be complete. Looks like he's going to go ahead and chase this drone around with a SCV. But Mass did go Hatch first. He does, however, have his spawning pool down shortly thereafter. No gas quite yet for Mass, so it looks like he is going to be droning up here pretty hardcore. Extractor going down for Mass. And Recent working on his factory right away, so it is going to be his standard opener here, I assume. Notice he did not get his tech lab out. And that is good to see. But reactor going down here on the barracks, so we are going to see, I think, a reactor factory and get a couple 4 or 5 Hellions out. We'll see in just a bit. Recent going to be chasing this guy around. Looks like he's going to gather a little bit of intel. The hatchery here for Mass completing, and a small drone transfer headed over that way. Almost enough gas, it appears, for him to start production of his metabolic speed boost. Actually, he's a little bit behind. He's only halfway there. Not too bad, though. He should be there momentarily. Back at Recent Space, he does have his orbital command up and running. Factory probably about to lift off and take over this reactor. Indeed, indeed. Indeed. Now, Starport here on the way as well. So here come your first 2 Hellions out of Recent. He is going to be cruising across the map here. Looks like Mass is going to have his spine crawler up and running, as well as a Queen here for defense. So he might pick up a couple kills from the backside, but he's probably not going to be able to make it up the ramp with his Hellions quite yet. And I assume that Mass will be on target with that. He's doing some great creep spread here already, as well as working on some Queens and inject larva. Ooh, these guys going to take out that initial creep tumor. Nice snipe there. And going to have to back out. That Queen going to be too much for him. This Queen here out the ready. Looks pretty good here for Mass defensively. Notice he's got 24 drones to 23 SCVs. A slight economic advantage for Recent with those mules. Now 4 Hellions going to be cruising in. Looks like they may be able to even pick up a kill on one of these queens. Not quite yet, though. A bunch of roaches out on the field. Wow, I think that Recent going to have to back out with these Hellions. Not been able to get tons of damage done there with his Hellions. And backing out there, I think, is exactly what he's going to do. Notice he's grabbing his second command center and a third. So good old-fashioned Recent doing exactly what we wanted. Macroing up. He is going to be going for, I assume, his Thor build at this point. That makes me happy. Press 1 if you're happy for the Thor build from Recent. Starport here working on some Banshees. Banshee's going to be cruising out across the map to get in position. Notice that we do have some Spore Crawlers at the ready. Hellions cruising up here to the main as well. Going to be fairly effective here. Taking down a couple units, but the roaches are going to clean them up. Let's just check units lost. Notice that it's fairly even in the units lost, but workers killed will tell a slight story there. Recent taking down 7 workers. It's not a bad deal. And Units tab does put Mass now severely behind in that drone count because of that 18 to 27 Recent picking it up in phenomenal style there. Does look at that, getting some repair down on this Banshee. Is probably going to send double Banshees out now for a little bit of an attack. Notice no reactor on this factory quite yet, so he's going to be stalling his tank production. Looks like he does feel that these Banshees are going to be enough for now. Here he comes nonetheless. He was scouted there momentarily, but back he goes regardless. He could even get the snipe on this Roach Horn. That would be pesky. But this mineral line pretty well undefended at this point, and going to be picking up a couple drone kills yet again. Going to slow Mass down. That is, wow, great play there. Taking out a couple. Let's just check that units tab. Oh, we're already on it. 29 drones for Mass. He's trying to drone up as quickly as possible. 31 SCVs for Recent. In fairly decent shape. And look at that, Mass droning up even more. Looks like he feels that this is the time to macro. But he's still only on 2 base. I would like to see Mass go ahead and secure a third here before the 12-minute mark at least. If not, go ahead and do it right now, especially since he's droning up fairly heavily. Notice he is going to grab his Spire. Here comes some roaches. These roaches are going to try and get themselves in position to do some damage. But Recent double expanding here. He got both orbitals up and running and is flying those suckers out right now. Actually, is this an orbital? No, it's not. He's going to turn this into a planetary. Roach is getting back here, not being able to get tons done. Maybe going to pick off an SCV here. Indeed. But the Banshee's coming in pretty clutch for defense. Actually, sniped two of them there. And these roaches do escape with their lives. They're like, forget that, man. That is a losing battle. We are the heck out of here. And off they go. And now we're going to camp at the gold and prevent gold expansions. But double expand here from Recent, putting himself on double base. Indeed, his planetary fortress appears to be about 50% complete. Double gas going to be going down there and starting to gear up for his mid-game defenses. Tossing down missile turrets. You know how he rolls, man. He expects his Zerg opponents to be going for those mutas at this point. It's a very prevalent strategy these days among Zerg players. And so he expects it at this point. Prepares himself for it in phenomenal style. Notice he is going to be starting to work on his first Thor here. Good. 48 drones to 40 SCVs. Obviously, the mules are going to be making up a significant amount of that difference there. But all in all, pretty even game. Notice that Mass securing his third here in fairly decent time. Did get it down before the 12-minute mark, just as expected. And our first Thor should be out momentarily. Working on some upgrades. +1 vehicle plating on the way. Here comes your first round of mutas. Muta's going to be popping in here. And guess what they see but a Thor at the ready. They are indeed going to take out a couple SCVs, however, while they are waiting for that Thor to blast them out of the sky. Nice defenses here from Recent. He's got some Marines in well-placed positions, well-placed missile turrets, as well as his Thors getting the job done. And he's got that planetary fortress now up and running. Should have a fairly decent time moving forward here. Muta's going to have to back out momentarily. More Thors on the way. Just one right now, but he is going to be tossing down double factories. Going to boost that number to 3, so more Thors will be expected. Does have a little bit of a bunker here, and oh, look at that, more factories. Woohoo! So Mass Thor it is. And your Muta's trying to poke in here one more time. What do we have here for air defense? Nothing quite yet. Here comes your Thor, though. The Thor should be able to clean these guys out. Indeed, indeed. Down goes a Mutalisk. Yep, there goes your air defense. Missile turret's going down. Recent in phenomenal shape with this planetary fortress, though, especially when he's got his air defenses around there, so those Mutas can't poke in and out. He should be in great shape. Now, we do have a couple factors here. Looks like this position a little bit undefended. These guys may get the snipe on this reactor, which is not a bad snipe. I mean, it's fairly cheap, but still will slow his opponent down there just a little bit. And Mass going to back out there for just a bit as well, but securing his gold expand here, so I think a smart move from Mass. He knows that his opponent, if he's going to be going for Thors, it is going to take him a good long time to get up the right amount before he can push out. So Mass making, I think, a wise move to expand, 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 expand. You want to have a rockin' economy against a Thor build, a mecha build like this, especially with the upgrades going down. Notice we have vehicle platings level 2 on the way, and another armory, so we're going to be getting out even more upgrades momentarily. Did he grab a tech lab here? No, he didn't. Oh, he hasn't grabbed anything here yet at the barracks. But he's grabbing tech labs at these factories, so indeed, more Thors in the mix. Now, new tech for Mass, that is the question. We don't really have anything quite yet. He does have his lair up and running. No hive quite yet, but 3 base, almost 4. Looks like that 4th one about to pop here at the gold. Seems to be in fairly decent shape, but just Spire tech with banelings, I guess, well, roaches and mutas, is really all he's got so far. He's being fairly active with the mutas, but getting damage done with them is another question. I mean, cruising around and getting some intel is not a bad deal, but man, they're so expensive, and they just really have to pay for themselves. You've got to be active with them. And look at that, not able to take this down. Almost got the snipe on one SCV, but that is it. And he almost, I think he actually did lose one. Yeah, he did. Did lose one Muta there and is going to have to back out completely. Now, he does have his gold up and running. I would like to see it saturated immediately. And by immediately, I mean right now. There we go. There's a couple, but that's not really saturation. But that's okay. All in all, he's doing a pretty decent job. Let's just check that units tab. 66 drones to 76 SCVs. Recent about done producing SCVs at this point. So, wow. He's still producing a couple more, actually. He's probably going to be pulling some for his push. He does have quite a few Thors out on the field. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. And it looks like it is Thor push time. Recent about maxed out here. Mass is maxed out, but it is roaches and banelings. And yeah, this is going to be difficult, very difficult defense here for Mass. Recent is going to be cruising out. This is scouted. Obviously, we've got creep underneath all of these deals here. And off they go to the races. Here come your Thors. Bailey's getting in and blowing up all of the SCVs is actually beautiful play here. And Mass now going to be in a phenomenal position and remaxing this army behind this. And Recent lost his entire army just like that. This Mass Thor from Recent not working out so far. Look at this play from Mass. He is pushing in here with roaches. Unbelievable stuff, and Mass could be taking this down 2 games in a row. Recent going to be losing. This Thor here is losing a heck of a lot of units and just does not have the units to defend here. And notice what Mass is doing here. He's going in, hitting the mineral lines, doing as much damage as he can economically while he has the chance. He knows that eventually these roaches aren't going to last too long, especially with Banshees and the like. But he has got so many units now on the field. Is going to be pushing in here, taking out all these unit-producing structures. Is going to be so very effective. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful play right now from Mass. He is so far ahead in the army count. My goodness, look at this. And Recent, I just don't think he's got an answer for this. It's very, very sad to see him go. He's been so much fun to watch in tonight's tournament. But Mass looks like he is going to get the better of him right here, right now. Now, the only thing I could say for Recent is that he does have his gold, or not gold, but his planetary fortress up here. As long as he can hold on to that, he is securing a couple other bases as well. If he can hold on to that, I guess he could possibly transition, but he's losing so much of his unit producing capability. And how do you hold off this army at this point? He's really got to worry about that. And all of his tech structures up here in the main are going to be dying, especially the ones that don't lift off. Looks like he's not going to try and transition. It is a GG, well played. Good luck in the tournament. Wow. Sad to see Recent go, my goodness, but Mass absolutely taking it down. Beautiful stuff. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Thank you guys for watching. Mass will be moving on to the finals. We'll go hit our other semifinal here momentarily. So don't alt-tab, always alt-Starcraft. We'll see you guys then.